Hey there, internets. Welcome back to From My Grandfather's Desk. So, Saturday night rant. Kind of was at a loss for what to talk about because nothing really made sense. I could do something really well researched or something else, and it all came together. So shout out to the meme policeman on Facebook who has a channel on YouTube, which actually has only like 3 videos, but all very useful. If you ever want to know how to read the Bureau of Labor Statistics report, that's where to go. But they posted a thing saying, and they stamped it, declared a meme to be gaslighting. And it was a meme that says, they're not coming for your gas stoves, they're not trying to do something else. And then it says, we're not trying to sexualize children with drag shows or convince them to be furries or something to that effect. And I said, some people said that the whole thing should have been gaslighting. And I said the thing about the drag shows should have been declared gaslighting too, because we have the videos of these supposedly family-friendly drag shows. So it kind of brought it all together, because during this last week, of course, somebody in, I believe it was the Consumer Product Safety Commission, suggested that the agency might want to move to regulate gas stoves, which has resulted in all sorts of fun memes, saying regular stove, assault stove, that sort of stuff. And here's the thing. Is somebody looking for a reason to get rid of gas stoves other than climate change, which hacks everybody off? Because gas stoves are probably a very minuscule part of that. And a lot of people like their gas stoves. So if we can make it safer and say they're helping you protect you from yourself, because ultimately we have the ability to make consumer decisions. When I was delivering appliances, there was a lot of people that only had an electrical hookup. There's some people that only had a gas hookup. There was fewer that only had the gas hookup, honestly. But there was some that had both. Ultimately, that is a decision we can all make, is whether we're going to have gas or electric. I personally do not have a personal preference, if you will. I grew up cooking with gas because that's what we had in the house. In my adult life, for most or all of my time living out of my parents' house, I've had electric. No personal opinion over which one's better myself. I've managed to cook and screw up cooking a lot of different things both ways. So, and then at the same time, find out that a bunch of gun bills are coming out in Olympia. And the channel that first alerted me that they were going to do hearings, I went and looked. I've got 5 gun bills here. I haven't read them all. But on Tuesday the 17th, they're going to be supposedly there's 5 of them going into the House committee that is going to be looking at this, but I think it's a crime. It is the Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee that's looking at them, but it only shows 3 of the 5. Now HB 30, which is trying to make gun FFLs, federal firearms license holders, that's your gun stores, public nuisances, or be able to have them declared public nuisances, and the so-called assault weapons ban, which I did read all of. It's only 15 pages with a good chunk, just a list of guns they want to ban. And of course, by the request of the Office of the Governor and Attorney General, so we know where that originated, all those are not supposedly showing for the hearing on Tuesday, but 1143 and 1144, which basically extend your waiting periods and do a few other little things, are up, as well as, more disturbingly, 1178. House Bill 1178 basically jettisons our state preemption law, and one aspect of that I'm going to put my own comments in, and I think everyone should put this comment in, is not only does it make it unfair to the the citizen traveling from place to place, for me to go to any of the gun ranges, I almost have to go through at least two jurisdictions just to get to a gun range, which means I potentially could go across, and that's just municipalities, not counting the county. So actually Skagit County and either Mount Vernon and Burlington or Cedar Woolley and Burlington, I almost have to do that just to get to any of the gun ranges around. So I potentially could be going through one town, be fine, another town be nailed for having a gun that's illegal. And so that's not right. Well, here's the thing is, if you're going to start letting municipalities ban certain kinds of guns or certain kinds of features, you're already seeing those laws thrown out in court. You're just setting up the municipalities for a bunch of very expensive litigation that they can't really afford. They should refuse, just do it. They should protect the cities from themselves, in essence. So that's the big one. So how does these two relate? Well, it also relates to the gun ban passed in Illinois by Governor Pritzker, which I said in a recent short that Democrats saying that sheriffs have to enforce that have no leg to stand on when they support immigration sanctuary laws, illegal sanctuary laws for illegal immigrants. The Connecticut governor wants to expand their state's assault weapons ban to include older weapons that are exempt under pre-ban. And this all comes together because with the drag shows and which we have videos of these so-called family-friendly drag shows. We have which apparently there's a law also in Washington to try and protect those now. We have statements from people with the government agency that was talking about possibly regulating gas stoves. And now they're trying to say, oh, they're not doing that. Yet you see, because we can look at the platforms, we can look at the bills, we can look at the politicians' statements of intent. And I'm arguing with a guy in the comments section. He's saying, oh, well, they're not coming after your guns. You still have your guns. Yeah, this is a statement of intent. They're coming for them. They haven't already come and gotten them. That's two different things. So it's all gaslighting. They say, we're not coming for that. Meanwhile, their platform says they're coming for it. Their politicians are saying they're coming for it. Remember the, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15 from Beto O'Rourke? If you remember that statement, that was a statement of intent. That's a guy saying, yes, I am coming for your guns. And then the Democrats try and claim they're not. And some of these politicians are complete idiots because they forget that everything you put out there is now out there forever because somebody has a cell phone with a camera and is going to record what you say, or somebody's going to be out there and you're going to put a statement out on the internet and it's going to be screenshotted, or it's going to be caught by an archive site, and you're going to see what they said. You're going to see that. So they can't go back and say, oh, no, we never said that. There's a recording of Nancy Pelosi saying, saying that they would get cheaper health care premiums once Obamacare passed. Then when they didn't, she said, I never said that. Here's the video, lady. I use lady in a generous sense. So that's where we're at. Yes, they're coming for your guns. Yes, they want to go after things that seem as innocuous as a gas stove under an excuse. Because New York's governor is trying to push legislation to ban gas stoves in new buildings and even phase them out in old buildings. They banned new installations in Bellingham. A lot of localities have done this. Do you really believe we're dumb enough to let you tell us you're not doing it when you've done it? This is like a domestic, violence victim being told, oh, I wouldn't ever hit you right after they hit him. I wouldn't cheat on you right after they cheated. This is the equivalent of what they're talking about. It is total gaslighting. They come out and they say it. They come out and they try it. And then they expect us to believe otherwise. So that's kind of what they're doing. It's not just guns. It's not just gas stoves. It's not just drag queen story hour. It's not just saying, "Oh, we're just giving health care," when they're providing puberty potentially providing puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones to kids, and then denying it. That was another one they tried to play that gaslighting game with. When Boston's Children's Hospital had videos and web pages talking about their gender-affirming care for minors, which included surgery and cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers, and then they got caught. Then they tried to erase it all and say they never did it. Nobody believes you. It's on the internet. It's there forever. Just as assuredly as pictures of me at a friend's wedding, and another friend who was at that same wedding, her daughters had insisted they had to dance with me, and then her mom took photos of it, and I was like, I'm going to untag myself, and she said, don't you dare untag yourself from pictures of that. My brother says, it's on the internet, it's there forever. Because it's not supposed to get out that I might have danced with somebody. That doesn't happen. You never heard that I danced, right? So we're being gaslighted repeatedly. All you gotta do is go look up the legislation. All you gotta do is go look up the platforms. And I have provided, or will provide, if you see this in however much time span between the video uploading from my phone and me getting on my laptop to edit it to include the links, I will have a video to the governor of Connecticut's proposal. I will have a link to that. I'll have links to all the Washington gun bills. Do get your comments in. Keep them professional or polite. Do get to the point. Do point out the errors. And just on even the argument of maybe you want to let this percolate and see what's going to stand up in court before you pass new laws. Even that by itself might be a thing to do. And until then, you all take care. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. And throw a comment for the algorithm. Be appreciated. Have a nice night.